In 2016, we were eager to repeat growing another 1,000+ pounds of food in our small 500 square foot garden. We learned new ways to garden and handle new pests. With the addition of chickens, our production far exceeded expectations. The cost of these little changes was pennies on the dollar to the savings that year. The following year, I started thousands of seeds in the greenhouse. Excited about what we experienced the previous year, we both wanted more of that. What we did not directly plant into our own garden, we sold or gave away. There was, however, still too much, and some plants were sent to our compost bins that would later cause volunteers to grow from them. Continuing with the same garden plan as the year before, I tilled the garden and planted in mounding rows. We added our first flock of chickens to the backyard as well in April of that year. This forced me again into designing and building a coop and pen area for them. This time, however, the walls were all 90 degrees. Due to a city ordinance at the time, we were only allowed to have 4 chickens on our property. We searched online and found a farm about an hour away that supplied pullets. These are hens that are close to laying age, about 16 weeks old. And for $4 a bird, we picked up 2 golden comets and 2 leghorn hens. Neither Edie nor I had ever raised chickens, but we wanted fresh eggs and purposed to make this work.
Within about 2 to 3 weeks, we were getting our first eggs from the girls. Again, we were surprised to see that many of the eggs were far larger than anything at the grocery store, and the yolks were far richer. Our 4 girls laid faithfully nearly every day. That means we were taking in 4 eggs a day for 7 days a week during warmer months, or over 2 dozen eggs a week. We again felt like we struck gold in our backyard. Instead of it being a goose that laid golden eggs, it was our 4 hens giving us what in today's cost would be over $14 a week in production. The garden, however, presented new challenges that year. We found our first tomato hornworms, aphids, and vine borers, and face blossom end rot on tomatoes. This made us learn new natural means of keeping our garden pest-free. We discovered the use of diatomaceous earth and how to take our spent eggshells from the chickens, pulverize them, and use them for calcium on the tomatoes. It meant getting a blacklight to hunt tomato hornworms at night easier, which the chickens love to eat, by the way.
One of the most embarrassing failures to natural pest control that year was when I purchased live ladybugs online. I spent $25 on a few hundred of these things to wage war on the aphids. The package came in, I went to the garden, opened it up, and laid it beside a plant. Edie and I watched as the army of ladybugs came out, and to our amazement, flew away into the sky, never to be seen again. Now, I have wasted money on a lot of things, but watching it fly away on the wings of these bugs made me laugh and cry at the same time. It came down to a lack of research. We had no habitat or home for them, something we corrected a few years later. We are making this video series so that you can learn what worked for us and what has not worked for us. You will have your own unique challenges. There is a reason not everyone gardens and raises chickens. It takes work, and you will have failures.
Even with the pest pressure that year, the garden still produced another bumper crop. We introduced new vegetables and heirloom varieties that year. Canned as much as we could afford to. Canning can get expensive your first few years as you build up your supply. We also stocked our freezer full of veggies. It was at the end of that second season we began to look into other methods of gardening. Raised beds had always been on our list of ideas, and we decided to incorporate them into the following year. Matt also made some upgrades to the greenhouse and ran electricity to it so we could supplement heat, start our seeds earlier, and have more balanced temperature at night. We also took our chicken manure and top dressed the garden throughout the winter with it. Speaking of the chickens, they did slow down in production during cooler months, and they ate more feed as well. However, we were still averaging 2 or 3 eggs a day, and it supplied our needs. 2016 was full of promise, and we had 2 years under our belts of amazing gardening experience.
We had another great year of production from our small backyard garden. Again, it produced over 1,000 pounds of fresh, organic, nutrient-rich vegetables. Add to that our 130 dozen eggs from the 4 hens, and we saved thousands in food costs and had awesome garden companions. Instead of boring you with the numbers, and because everyone's cost will be a little different, we estimated our total savings after costs to maintain the flock around $350 for the year. In 2016, we also made huge changes to our diets, and that led us to removing the greenhouse that winter and making more room for raised beds. We also introduced nearly 20 new vegetables to the garden in 2017, which we'll talk more about in the next video.